Breaking news now. Family confirming to Fox 13 News that a Memphis rapper C Money was killed in that shooting.
Memphis is wild again, or at least that's what the streets keep whispering. And this time the noise isn't quiet at all. A shaky clip just crashed onto the internet out of nowhere. Grainy, chaotic, hard to read, but that didn't stop anything for even a second. Social media went into overdrive instantly. Timelines packed with theories, comments, and heavy side-eye energy, with people claiming the man in that footage could be tied to Dolph, maybe even family, even though nobody has stepped forward to confirm a single detail yet. The talk is reckless, non-stop, and moving faster than anyone can control it. Some people online swear the clip shows someone who's been laying low ever since everything around the empire started cracking. Others say the timing feels way too perfect. Like this video popping up right now wasn't random at all. Like somebody wanted eyes back on old business and unfinished tension. The rumor mill is in full spin mode, connecting old moves, familiar faces, and an alleged chain of events that people say led to Dolph losing his life. In Memphis, whether the footage is real almost doesn't matter anymore. Once a story hits the streets, facts get blurry, truth turns optional, and old wounds get ripped wide open without warning. You can feel the tension creeping back through the city again.
They just said my nigga got killed.
Every barbershop conversation sounds heavier than before. Every phone call feels measured and careful. Every block is paying attention, watching, listening, waiting. To really understand why the air feels this thick, you've got to rewind the story, because this isn't just about a blurry clip or loud internet chatter. This goes back years into loyalty, betrayal, and blood ties that never fully untangled. Not even when people pretended everything was calm. Before the paper route name rang worldwide, before the money and shine, Dolph moved with a tight circle. Family, day ones, close friends who stood 10 toes down behind him, solid like soldiers. But when fame levels up, dynamics change fast.
No, for how long? Come on, go. Who said that? How?
As Dolph's star kept rising, the vibe across the city reportedly shifted, and pressure started building where respect used to sit. CMG already had their own machine moving, their own influence, their own muscle pushing weight across the city. Two heavy camps, both respected, both powerful, and everybody in Memphis knew the city wasn't big enough for both forever. That's where C Money enters the picture, known, respected, and connected in his own lane, with ties brushing close to both sides. In a city where loyalty means everything, that kind of position can turn dangerous real quick. Some say he tried to move careful, keeping balance in a situation where balance was almost impossible from the jump. Then came the moment that froze everything.
Niggas be asking all the time why I don't go back to Memphis so much. But when I do go back to Memphis, bro, I pop in and I pop back out. I don't be telling nobody I'm there, none of that.
Dolph's passing hit Memphis like a power outage, sudden, heavy, and impossible to ignore. Silence fell even over people far removed from the beef. Memphis didn't just lose an artist, it lost a presence, a voice that carried weight, and that loss still echoes through the city today. After that, the lines got drawn hard. No confusion, no gray area. Pre on one side, CMG on the other, and everybody had their own version of what really went down.
So, anyways, fuck. It's gonna be one. What time usually we gonna sleep? You staying up late though.
I'll be there.
Yeah, so we still got some shit to do. A chick it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Accusations stayed low-key, never loud enough to quote, but the whispers never stopped for a second. Who stayed solid? Who switched up? Who was chasing attention behind closed doors while smiling in public? Now the heat is back again, and it's hotter than ever. New rumors, fresh clips, screenshots flying everywhere, timelines moving faster than people can think. Just days ago, talk about fast money and C-Money's tragic death started bubbling right back up again. Old conversations resurfaced like they were never buried in the first place. People online started saying he was close to a major move, maybe even a deal that could have changed his future completely. But before anything could breathe or settle, things took a dark turn fast. Folks are speculating heavy about old connections, family ties, and unfinished business that never got resolved. But still, nothing is confirmed. No official statements. No solid proof. It's just loud theories and quiet fear spreading through comment sections and group chats. But in Memphis, whispers alone can shake the ground like an earthquake. Authorities haven't confirmed anything new, but the streets are listening closely, and the tension is loud even when nobody's talking. There are still no named suspects, no arrests, and officially the case remains unsolved. Anyone who really knows Memphis understands this city has a habit of replaying its own history over and over again. Stories don't disappear out here. They don't fade quietly or get forgotten. They sit, they wait, and eventually new faces end up carrying old narratives forward, whether they want to or not. Everybody already knows about the long-running tension between Gotti's CMG camp and Dolph's paper route empire. That rivalry was never just about music or charts. It cut deeper than records and streams, digging into pride, power, and neighborhood loyalty. This was legacy mixed with emotion, ego, and respect, all tangled together in a way Memphis knows way too well. That back-and-forth energy between CMG and Prev has echoed through songs, videos, and block conversations for years.
Ow.
Every time it feels like things might be cooling off, something happens to spark it right back up again. So when rumors started circulating online about C-Money, right around the time he was said to be close to something big involving Gotti's side, people instantly started connecting dots that may or may not belong together. Memphis thrives on stories, and this one was way too heavy to ignore. The streets started feeling divided again, and the online voices got louder by the hour. Some claimed this might be another chapter in a rivalry that refuses to die. A message sent without ever saying a word. Others believe it was personal, something completely outside the music industry, rooted in emotions nobody wants to speak on. Nobody truly knows what happened, but the timing feels way too wild to brush off. What's really cranking the pressure is people close to the scene, insisting the situation was random at all. There's talk of jealousy, fear, and old grudges crashing into each other all at once. But right now, it's still speculation, still street talk, still nothing confirmed. What is clear is that Memphis hasn't felt the same since that day. The city's rhythm feels off, like it's moving but holding its breath at the same time. Law enforcement is reportedly still investigating, and while people connected to CMG have stayed silent, some say that silence speaks louder than words ever could. Others say it's just respect for the process, nothing more, nothing less, but either way the weight in the city is heavy. When footage tied to C-Money's final night surfaced online, it didn't just trend for a few hours, it shook social media to the core. One day he was being celebrated, moving around people who believed in him, locked in with his dreams and plans. The very next day, his name was being mourned across timelines, comments, and reposts non-stop. The shift was instant and ruthless. People started debating without pause, drawing lines that may not even exist, pulling theories from every corner of Memphis. C-Money was known as a rising artist with a real story and an authentic sound, someone who actually lived what he rapped. His grind was finally getting attention outside the city, and many believed it was only a matter of time before a major label came calling. Online chatter claimed CMG Records could have been that door, that big break. That would have meant a jump into the big leagues, bigger budgets, wider exposure, real industry backing. Fans were calling him next up, putting his name next to Moneybagg Yo and Black Youngsta like it was only a matter of time. It felt like his moment had arrived, proof that someone real from the trenches could actually make it out. But in Memphis, success stories can flip fast, and the footage that surfaced online paints a grim picture of a moment that changed without warning. What reportedly started as a celebration turned into chaos in seconds. People claiming they were nearby say laughter filled the air. Music was loud, the mood felt light, until everything snapped out of nowhere. According to online chatter, a car allegedly rolled up slow, windows down, and before anyone could even process what was happening, panic exploded. The clips spreading across social media show confusion, yelling, bodies scattering in every direction. Whatever unfolded that night happened fast, way too fast for anyone to react or protect themselves. Posts describe the scene as shocking and heartbreaking. Some viewers believe the person thought to be Simony collapsed where he stood after multiple shots rang out. Others argue the footage is too blurry, too chaotic to confirm anything clearly. What is clear is that, by the time emergency services arrived, based on what locals are saying, it was already too late. That moment, which reportedly began as a celebration, ended in tragedy, frozen forever in just a few shaky seconds that spread across the internet like wildfire. As soon as the clip dropped, questions flooded social media even faster than the video itself. Why now? Who would do this? What really happened that night? Theories came pouring in from every direction: screenshots, voice notes, alleged messages, timelines stacked with opinions. Most of it unverified, but nobody stayed quiet for even a second. The streets are saying the truth is already known, but speaking on it comes with real risks. Still, neither CMG nor Pref affiliates have made any public statements, and that silence feels heavy across Memphis. Silence can mean a lot of things: respect, fear, or the calm before another storm, and that's exactly what has people on edge. Around here, every headline comes with consequences. The question isn't just who pulled the trigger, it's who might be next. From the Dolph situation to smaller neighborhood clashes that never make the news, people keep noticing how these stories circle back to the same few names and crews. Many believe C-Money got caught in the middle of something way bigger than music, and Memphis can feel it holding its breath all over again. It's a world where fame and loyalty crash into each other hard, and right now fans are deep in debate mode. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everybody breaking it down like street detectives, arguing non-stop, dissecting rumors frame by frame. Some say it's just another rising artist gone too soon, another tragic story that hits before the peak. Others swear there's something deeper, pointing to what they call a dark cloud hanging over CMG's rise, with a few even going as far as calling it a curse. They highlight patterns where tragedy seems to strike right when momentum peaks, right when things start moving fast. Of course, none of this is proven, and it's all speculation, but one thing is clear: the silence is only making the whispers louder. With no official answers and no arrests, fans are questioning everything. Did a possible CMG opportunity bring unwanted attention? Or was this personal? Something completely outside the music world that had nothing to do with deals at all? Because in Memphis, lines blur fast, real fast. Success can collide with old street politics before anyone even realizes what's happening. And once that collision hits, success stops feeling like a blessing. It turns into a target. People in the city say it's the same story on repeat. Shine too bright, move too fast, and somebody somewhere wants to turn the lights off. That's the hard truth about Memphis. Success often walks hand in hand with a shadow. Every smile, every win, every flashy moment pulls eyes, some supportive, some dangerous. The city's history has proven that over and over again, and history already showed what happens when ambition and ego crash into each other here. Peace never sticks around long. And until that cycle gets broken, stories like this will keep haunting the same streets again and again. It's like the city remembers everything, even when people try to move forward. Over the years, too many rising artists from Memphis have seen their dreams cut short. Different names, same ending, too soon, too sudden, and way too familiar now. C-Money's name echoes alongside those memories, and that's what hurts the most for people watching from the outside. This isn't just about one artist anymore. It's about a cycle that keeps spinning like a record stuck on repeat, and the pattern feels painfully familiar to anyone paying attention. It usually starts the same way. A young rapper finally breaks through, signs something big, flashes a little success. And just when it feels like the moment has arrived, tragedy strikes. A mural goes up, a hashtag trends, and the city sighs because it's seen this movie before, every single time. The same heavy questions flood social media and the streets at once. Who did it? Why that night? Is it jealousy, revenge, or something deeper hiding underneath it all? In Memphis, motives don't sit on the surface, so they live between loyalty, pride, and old grudges that refuse to die. People talk about ego, fear, and money all tangled together in ways only the streets truly understand. Everybody has a theory, but real answers stay buried under years of pain and silence. Instead of touring the world or celebrating a deal, Semeni should have been living the dream he'd fought for. What's left now are memories replayed on screens, clips people can't stop watching even though it hurts every single time. Another family grieving, another community in mourning, another reminder that success can come with danger attached. People say Semeni came straight from the struggle, flipped pain into motivation, and built something real from nothing. His journey wasn't just music, it was hope. It made people believe they could make it out too, and that's exactly why this loss hits so heavy. The idea that someone who worked that hard could have everything taken before truly reaching his moment cuts deep. Memphis feels that familiar weight again. Another promising voice silenced before reaching full potential. Fans, artists, and people across the city are left reflecting, asking the same hard questions. Was it jealousy? Was it an old conflict resurfacing? Or was it something more calculated moving quietly beneath the surface? Nobody knows for sure, and that uncertainty keeps the conversation alive. The community keeps asking if there's something bigger happening in the Memphis rap scene, something beyond music, something tied to history repeating itself. The tension, the loss, the silence, it all feels connected in ways people don't want to say out loud. It all adds up to one uneasy truth as the city mourns another young artist. The streets are watching closely. Every move, every post, every pause gets analyzed like it means something more. People are moving cautious, waiting to see what happens next, hoping this cycle finally stops here. But until real answers come, Memphis is holding its breath again. The energy feels heavy, the air feels tight, and the streets are still talking, still remembering, still waiting. Because around here, nothing ever really ends quietly.